Hey everybody, it's Lou in the workshop here, and since we last spoke, which I don't remember what day it was, maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was the day before yesterday, since we last spoke, hang on, I'm going to change your angle a little bit here. I'm going to raise you up a little bit, I'm going to turn you down here a little bit. I don't know, I'm just working on this thing here. This tech stuff is it's a welcome growing edge for what I'm doing. So here in the workshop, I'm doing a make of the day. This is a new thing here. I'm gonna move you guys over a little bit so you can see. Make of the day is this shape. It's a retired shape. Local friend, Andrew Eschenbach of Flying Tiger Tattoo. Andy has bought. Actually, Andy was one of my earliest artists, and Andy is directly responsible for the shark graphic and the sugar skull. Andy is the guy who made those graphics for me early in the day. He also did a Day of the Dead kitty cat cholo script board that is wicked retired. I think I've got a couple of those in the collection. There's one that's badly smeared up there, but like a mariachi skeleton. It's not actually a cat. People thought it was a cat, but it's not. And anyway, Andy, I got two of them up there. You want to see them? I'm going to show them to you. So Andy did the original shark graphic, which is right there, and the Mariachi Day of the Dead, and he also drew the sugar skull graphic, which is right here. Got a sugar skull, you guys, and these graphics just retired. I mean, for years we've been running these Andy Eschenbach graphics here, and we retired them recently for the new era of art. And David True is in-house here, working in the workshop, doing art, hand drawing all of our graphics. David hand draws it, and we conceptualize where we're going with art together, and then he and I build the screens together. And I've done videos in the past on how all that works, and I'm going to give a little more light here. I think probably if I had a production manager, they would say, Lou, you need to have more light. And anyway, Andy hit me up and said he wanted to get a board, and he wanted to get this board that is really pretty rare. And this rare board is a shape that isn't too far off the panhead, really. Here it is. It always got called the prototype. And I think there are a million skateboards that are shaped like this in the world. I do not think that this is a high-tech achievement. It is just a skateboard-shaped skateboard to me, but again, it's got my pockets, my kicks, my concaves, all pressed on 3 at a time maximum on presses in there. So this prototype is going out to Andy today. This is the make of the day, and I'm just about to thump in all of the details on it. Would you guys like to watch while I do that? I'd love you to watch while I do that. And I also have a topic that I would like to discuss. A lot of topics are rotating topics, and my thinking evolves on things as we go. So, I would like it if, and it's too much to ask really, but I'd like it. See this topper I built? It's a bench topper that I can move around on top of my carpeted bench. It brings the work up a little bit. Just let's see, 4 3/8 inches of lift brings this work right up under the light really nicely. Bench lifts are cool because then you don't have to have tall benches. You can have benches that you can sit at and work, but then the bench toppers can, stack off in a corner or something like that. I don't want to talk about bench toppers today, though. I want to talk about something that is really close to all of our hearts as skateboarders. This came across my feed very strongly in the last few days. And the topic is about direct-to-customer business models. So if you are a skateboarder, or if you are a skateboarder who owns a skate shop, like, okay, I'm a skateboarder from the 80s. My era is the 80s. And the 80s were a golden era of skateboarding. It was really a neat time. And I have a lot of perspectives, and you guys can hear me talk about some of the things I saw and thought back in the 80s when I was a young kid skateboarding. I was 12 when I started in 1985. 70, yeah, that's 12. I really loved going to the stores that sold skateboards. When I was a kid, it was a bicycle shop. Best Cycle in Poughkeepsie, New York. Maybe it was Wappingers Falls. I think it was Poughkeepsie. Wappingers Falls, Fishkill, Wappingers Falls, Poughkeepsie. My school was in Hopewell Junction, New York. And yeah, I grew up somewhere. And I loved going to the skate shop. But you know, it wasn't all gummy bears and vanilla candles. At the skate shop, even when I was a kid, there were sponsored riders. They were rippers. There's no question. These guys were good skateboarders. And they were sort of the football team of skateboarding. And some of the best of them were actually on the football team for Roy C. Ketchum High School back then. You could probably look them up. And nice enough guys, each one, and some of them very talented, and each of their lives went on to contain whatever story was their story. The thing about it is, at the counter, they had a guy named Jay. And their counter guy, Jay, had the wisdom and he had the heart to be kind, nice. We were kids. We were 2 or 3 years younger. We were like 14, 15. They were like 18, 19. They were graduating. They all had cars. We got dropped off by our moms. There were no skate parks at all. And these guys ran their shop. And when I turned, I guess I was 14 or 15. I was 15 because I was, at that point, I was a black belt in my Taekwondo school. And I was working with one of the adult black belts building decks. That is, household carpentry projects. We were building a big deck. It was more than a deck because it had a huge beam and a roof that we stick framed in. And like that was a back porch. But there you go. I got the holes punched, and now I'm gonna sit down right here. I'm gonna invite you guys to join me while I continue to pontificate upon direct-to-customer sales models and our industry. So I always had a. Let me see how this sounds. Yeah, we're all right. Can you hear me okay? I hope you can. So, boy, it looks nice. I like that. Just pulls right to the center. Drill bit. Boom. And, anyway, one time I went up to Schenectady, which is near Albany, the capital of New York there. Kind of a big city trip. I was 15 or 16. I think I was 15. And went up there to take in a hardcore show with my friend Sean. And do some skating for a weekend. It might have been a week. And it was Schenectady, New York. It was the tail end of winter. So there's your first run. You got your holes in there, you know. And boy, I love talking about how to make boards. I do. But we were gonna take in a show, and we skated for a week or so. And we went straight to the skate shop. We got off of the metro, went straight to the skate shop to see where the good spots were, and you would go to the skate shop and they would help you find the good spots and like that. So we went there and they took us out skating, and one thing I noticed about the skate shop there, this is ready to go, was the skate shop there was, they were tough guys. They were gruff and mean and rude and tough, and obviously it was New York, it was urban New York where I grew up, and those guys took us out to skate and they kind of punked us. They left us behind, and I remember thinking, wow, just because it's a skate shop doesn't mean that you're really gonna have a great time. But I did buy a pair of Moto-built trucks, magnesiums, and I did skate them, and was happy to be out skating, and that was probably 1988, maybe 87. Well, the long and short of the story is, ever since I've come up, you get a skate shop, you can have the most friendly, nurturing, encouraging, empowering experience, or you can have another kind of experience. And it's very important to your scene, has been forever. Well, the big shift is a huge direct-to-customer market shift with the internet. Your phone is a production studio, it's a photography studio, it's a purchasing point and a marketing point. The internet and the smartphone have changed everything. It's a change or die world, and until the big EMP goes off and we all get kicked back to the Stone Age, we're stuck with both the power and the responsibility of all of these technologies that are really complicating things for a lot of people and causing quite a bit of grief. The transition and the shift is hard on folks. And it's been heartbreaking to watch a lot of really people we really love going out of business. And this week I had some direct contact with folks who were asking me to chime in on conversations about direct to customer. That is mail order, aka online buying and online selling. You guys might know that my operation here is direct to customer. I am your local guy. If you need something, I'll make it for you, I'll ship it out. Can you walk in? Well, if you live in Cincinnati, you can make an appointment and come and visit me in my private studio, and we can make whatever you want to. In fact, this make was ordered yesterday, and unlike a lot of my other boards, this one came at a point in my queue when I'm ready to run a whole bunch of stuff through graphics, and it'll be ready tonight. In fact, as more and more people order, I get better and better queue and get things moving through faster. It's ironic, it's frustrating, it's embarrassing, but my present turnaround time running for 10 years has been 2 to 6 weeks, and I can't get around the facts of it, that when you're running production, that there is a lead time on every order. That said, direct to customer is how everything works here. Even this order is processed through direct to customer through our website and then moved out. And where does that leave the skate shop? Well, it's really rough. It's really rough, and I don't know. I don't know what things are going to look like. But if we lose our skate shops, at least we still got groups like Welfare Line and Never Was and Everything Skateboarding Magazine and people like that, and South Austin Curb Service and Gutter Trash Crew. You know, you guys are great at organizing yourself around your passion. You guys are great at building community around the pleasure of riding skateboards together. So no matter what the market or the industry do in terms of direct-to-customer businesses that are growing and blowing up, and the shift away from walk-in retail, that doesn't impact our ability to organize and gather around the passion for riding the darn skateboards together. Nothing can take that away from us. Nothing can take it away from you. And if you lose your local skate shop, start a club. And when you start a club, please appreciate that there are a lot of people who want to ride skateboards who aren't skateboarders yet. So keep it in mind and keep your clubs and things like that, keep them open, keep them wide open. All kinds of people, all shapes and sizes, every different skin color, no matter the melanin content or what percentage Neanderthal We are. I learned about this Neanderthal thing on YouTube. I can't make hide or tail of it. I don't know what that is all about. But what I do know is that you guys are not stupid. You're smart. And if your skate shop closes, you got this. You can organize yourselves. And I'll tell you this, if I get contacted by a group like that, if one of these groups contacts me, I am more than happy to do Fickle collaborative boards in support of your crew, with your crew graphic and our Fickle graphic combined. We do that a lot. And you have our support. We want to do everything we can. If you want to buy boards in a block, we'll give you a discount. We want to support the independent community building skateboarders out there who are gathering fresh new people in. This isn't about kids or girls or whatever group. It's about that skateboards are for everyone. In fact, we do a crew graphic for South Austin Curb Service, new graphic coming out really soon. We did a collaborative graphic with Hop, House of Pawn, in Bradenton, Florida, that we're really happy with. That batch is coming through graphic today. It's the first batch, I think it's 10 or 8 out of a 25 board order that's coming through, and feel like it's going really well. Chris Castle is on. And Chris is, when I start doing a podcast, Chris Castle will be a guest because he's a thinker, good talker, good thinker. And his comment is, kind of feel like my local skate shop's closing would be an improvement for my scene. Well, Chris, I'll tell you this, there's nothing keeping us from improving our scene by coming together and doing skateboarding together. Nothing can stop us from doing that, even though I do know of a few scenes where, like, okay, well, maybe something can do that, because I know a bunch of kids that started a DIY in a local skate shop somehow had the power over their minds to come to them and say, you guys can't do this this DIY without our approval. And the kids stopped building it, and it really shut the project down. But that's not real power. That's not like, that we have to shake off that kind of mental disposition to be submissive to silly ideas like that a retailer should control the cultural content of a community. That's not what retailers are for. Retailers are here to serve you value and to support you in your passion and love, not only of skateboarding, but for each other. And the retailer should do well by doing what is good. I don't know, I keep talking about these things, and I think I'm just like, it's not that I wasn't doing this 10 years ago, saying the same things 10 years ago, but it's too late now. The market has shifted. We've had major brands releasing product on pre-order and then sending back the money to the shops and selling it at a prime margin direct to customer. And this shift is going to continue for as long as we don't have an EMP go off and take away our cell phones, because this is the lay of the land. God bless you, all you skate shop people who are working so hard and you're so passionate. You believed in what you did. It was always your dream. And if you're losing that, I want to tell you that I care about you. And I'm sorry, I'm sad that you're losing your passion. And learn to weld. Learn to weld. It's a good wage. And learn a craft. Go to school. Don't sacrifice your life for some throne of retail. Get out there and get married and live your life and love your people you're with. And come skate together and loosen up. But I wanted to say that, just real quickly, that direct-to-customer models of industry are not going to kill skateboarding. They are going to kill retail shops. But you got this. Jason Wren, cabinet installation. Eunice Charlton Trujillo is on here, and she is an author. And she practices an amazing craft, exceeding well. Love you, Eunice. And I'm glad to be with you. So I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to take this over and do some paint now. And I'm shipping out boards as soon as the paint and the coatings cure. That should be tomorrow. I've definitely got some boards going out tomorrow. Couldn't get them out faster. and gonna keep making. So thank you all for your orders. Thank you for entrusting me the blessing and the pleasure of making a skateboard for you. And please, another thing, please, oh, Edward, you mentioned only if the city came and shut them down. The funny thing about the DIY is cities aren't shutting them down like they used to. If you communicate with your city, you can really get a good thing going. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about all of it, and can't wait to go skate with you. I went skating this morning after a bike ride. I loved it. Not a bicycle, of course. If I were riding a bicycle, I wouldn't have moves. But yeah, you guys get it. You got it. You got this. Don't worry. Just keep rolling. And for those of you guys who are in struggling skate shops, I care about you. I'd love to have you for coffee and talk about the bigger picture. You guys know I'm always wanting to talk about that bigger picture, because skateboarding might have saved your life, but friends, it won't save your life. You've got to have a life. So, you know, don't make me go Jordan Peterson on you, man. Jordan Peterson. Well, squeaky Jordan Peterson. Hey, so guys, I'm going to end this video now. It was short. I'm not sorry. And I'll be putting it on my YouTube in the next couple hours. It'll be on my Facebook. And also, for those of you who like that sort of thing, go like and subscribe on my YouTube. It's getting to be where I'm going to be doing more of this media stuff, because I think that we're getting somewhere with this. So thank you all for joining me here in the workshop today for the make of the day, which was this, which is a shape that's not on the site. Look, if I put all the shapes on the site, I think that, thank you, Beth Life, for saying good word. I really need to bring you guys better words than I have in the past. I've got to tell you, I have regrets about being cussy and fussy, fear-filled and angry, and that's part of the journey of my life, and I'm not going to take down videos where I've been that way, but it's not rare that a man has regrets, and I can do that. But this board is called a prototype. It's similar to the Panhead with a little more round and a little more wide to it. And by the way, we still have to change the image of our Panhead. Our Panhead has a much, see what you guys think, it has a much narrower tip than what is showing on the website. The Panhead is a really cool shape. It's got a narrower tip than the image on the website. It's not uncommon for there to be distortions in image. See that tips? It's more boxy, more narrow. And again, this one is not entirely different. And there are similarities. This is a wider, rounder version of it. And like I said, these shapes are everywhere, and they're terrific. I hope you all enjoy skateboarding with people you love soon. And thank you again, all of you. Thank you for sharing your skateboarding life with me. I feel connected to you through these videos, and it means a lot to me. And maybe that's a little bit silly, but I've been worse things than silly. I like you more than a friend. I'll catch you soon.